It was a dark, cold night. Rain lashed against the window of a small apartment, mirroring the storm in young Anya's heart. She clutched a worn photograph of her grandmother, tears blurring the faded image. "Grandma," she whispered, "you always said, 'Nothing is free.' But I never truly understood until now." Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Journey. I'm Celine, and I'm so happy you're here with us. On this channel, we help you grow personally while mastering English. We release new videos every day to support English learners in learning and life. Before we dive into Anya's powerful story, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Stay with me to the end. One lesson in this story could change how you see success forever. Plus, there's a quiz at the end to reinforce key lessons. Now, let's begin. The Weight of Dreams. Anya lived in a bustling city, a city of towering buildings and endless opportunities, or so it seemed. She had arrived there 2 years ago, fresh out of her small village, with a head full of dreams and a heart full of hope. Her biggest dream was to become a renowned fashion designer. She spent hours sketching designs, envisioning elegant dresses and sharp suits. Her grandmother, a wise woman with kind eyes, had always encouraged her. "Anya," she'd often say, "dreams are like seeds. They need care, water, and sunlight to grow. And remember, nothing is free." Anya understood this in theory. She knew she had to work hard. She had saved some money from odd jobs in her village to move to the city. Once there, she quickly found a job as a waitress in a busy cafe. The hours were long, and her feet ached by the end of each shift. But she told herself it was temporary. This was just the first step. She would save money, go to full fashion school, and then her real life would begin. But the city was expensive. Rent was high, and food was costly. Every dollar she earned seemed to disappear faster than she could count it. She tried to save, but unexpected expenses always appeared. A broken phone, a sudden illness, a friend in need. 2 years passed, and Anya was still a waitress. Her design sketches remained in a forgotten drawer, and the fashion schools seemed as far away as the stars. She started to feel discouraged. Why was it so hard? She was working, she was trying, but it felt like she was standing still while the world rushed past her. She saw other young people, seemingly effortlessly, achieving their goals. Some went to prestigious universities. Others started their own businesses. Anya felt a pang of jealousy, then shame. Was she not working hard enough? Was she not smart enough? One evening, after another exhausting shift, Anya sat in her small apartment, the rain outside matching her mood. She called her father, her voice heavy with despair. "Dad," she said, "I don't think I can do this. My dream feels impossible. I'm working so hard, but nothing is changing." Her father listened patiently. When she finished, he spoke softly. "Anya, your grandmother often said, 'Nothing is free.' Do you truly understand what that means?" Anya sighed. "It means I have to work hard, right? And I'm working hard." "Yes," her father replied, "but sometimes hard work means more than just spending hours. It means making choices, making sacrifices, and learning new ways. Think about it. We will talk again tomorrow." A new perspective. Anya thought about her father's words all night. Making choices, making sacrifices, and learning new ways. What choices had she made? She chose to work, yes, but had she chosen to truly invest in her dream? She realized her hard work was simply surviving. She wasn't actively building towards her goal. The next morning, the city looked different. The rain had stopped, and the sun was breaking through the clouds, Anya felt a tiny spark of determination. She decided to observe. She looked at her colleagues at the cafe. Some were just doing their job, counting the minutes until their shift ended, but others, she noticed, were different. There was Maria, a barista who always experimented with new coffee recipes. She spent her breaks reading books about coffee beans and brewing techniques. She even stayed late sometimes, practicing latte art. Maria's coffee was always the most popular. There was also David, a busboy. He was always cleaning, yes, but he also watched the manager, learning how she handled customers, how she organized the schedule. He even offered suggestions for improving service. The manager often consulted him. Anya saw a pattern. These people weren't just working, they were investing in their work. They were giving extra effort, learning beyond what was required. They understood that improvement, knowledge, and skill were not free. They had to be earned. That day, Anya started to change her approach. Instead of just waiting tables, she started observing the cafe's owner, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee was a quiet man, but he ran a successful business. Anya began asking him questions during her breaks. Mr. Lee, how do you decide on the menu? How do you manage your inventory? At first, Mr. Lee seemed surprised, but then he started to answer, sharing his experiences. He saw her genuine interest. Anya also started reading books about business and marketing during her commute. She realized that being a fashion designer wasn't just about creating beautiful clothes. It was also about understanding the market, managing finances, and building a brand. These were skills she didn't have, and they wouldn't come for free. She had to learn them. The first sacrifice. A few weeks later, a local community college announced evening classes in basic fashion design and business management. Anya's heart leaped. This was exactly what she needed. But there was a problem: the tuition fee. It wasn't huge, but it was still a significant amount for her. She looked at her bank account. She had just enough to pay the first installment, but it would mean cutting back severely on her other expenses. No more eating out, no new clothes, no weekend trips. Even her daily coffee habit would have to stop. This was the first true sacrifice. It wasn't just time and effort. It was comfort and immediate gratification. Anya hesitated. It was tempting to keep her current comfortable routine. But then she remembered her grandmother's words. Nothing is free. This knowledge, this skill, this step towards her dream, it demanded a price. She took a deep breath and enrolled. The classes were challenging. After long days at the cafe, Anya would rush to the college, her mind often tired. But a new kind of energy propelled her. She was learning. She was building. She was no longer just dreaming. She was doing. She learned about fabrics, sewing techniques, and the history of fashion. She learned about profit margins, target audiences, and brand identity. Her designs, once just pretty sketches, began to take on a new depth. She understood the practicalities, the costs, the market. She started to see fashion not just as art, but as a business, a product that had to be sold. During this time, she met other students who were also working hard, making sacrifices. They formed a small study group, supporting each other, sharing tips, and motivating one another. Anya realized that connection and collaboration also weren't free. They required effort to build and maintain relationships. The Unexpected Backfire. One day, a popular fashion blogger announced a competition for aspiring designers. The prize was a mentorship with a famous designer and a chance to showcase a collection. Anya's friends encouraged her to enter. She worked tirelessly on her submission, pouring all her newfound knowledge and passion into it. She designed a small capsule collection, meticulously drawing each piece, detailing the fabrics, and explaining her vision. She submitted her entry, feeling a mix of hope and fear. A few weeks later, the results were announced. Anya's name wasn't on the list of finalists. She felt a crushing disappointment. She had worked so hard. She had sacrificed so much. Was it all for nothing? She saw that another young designer, Liam, a former classmate, had won. Liam had a reputation for being talented, but also a bit arrogant. Anya felt a bitter sting of envy. She thought, maybe talent is simply free for some people, and I just don't have it. She almost gave up. She almost stopped going to classes. But then she remembered her grandmother's voice again. Nothing is free, not even failure. This simple thought hit her hard. What did that mean? Failure wasn't free. It carried a cost, yes, disappointment, lost time, perhaps money. But it also carried a lesson that, if she ignored it, would cost her even more in the long run. Anya decided to learn from her failure. She reached out to one of the competition judges, a kind woman who was also a professor at her college. "Professor," Anya said, "I was very disappointed not to be a finalist. Can you tell me what I could have done better?" The professor looked at Anya's submission. "Anya," she said gently, "your designs are beautiful, and your understanding of the business side is impressive. But your collection, it lacked a unique voice. It was well executed, but it didn't tell your story. It felt a little safe." Anya listened, her heart aching but also understanding. She had been so focused on learning the rules, on being practical, that she had forgotten to put her soul into her designs. She had forgotten to be herself. Creativity, she realized, wasn't free either. It required courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to express something truly personal. Finding her voice. Anya spent the next few months not just learning the rules, but breaking them, in her sketchbook at least. She experimented with bold colors, unusual textures, and designs that felt truly her own. She started to incorporate elements from her village, patterns and colors she remembered from her childhood. She found inspiration in her grandmother's old clothes, in the nature around her, in her own personal journey. She also started a small online presence, posting her sketches and ideas on a free blog. She wasn't looking for fame, just a way to share her passion and get feedback. To her surprise, a few people started to follow her work. They loved her unique style, her story, and the personal touches in her designs. Small orders started to come in for custom-made accessories. One day, an old friend from her village, Maya, visited her in the city. Maya was a talented photographer. Anya showed her the new designs, the ones that truly reflected her heart. Maya was impressed. "Anya," she said, "these are amazing. Let me help you. I'll take professional photos of your designs. It won't cost you money, but you have to promise to help me build my portfolio too." Anya agreed. Maya's photos brought her designs to life online, and Anya helped Maya by modeling some of her pieces and connecting her with other artists. They were helping each other, proving that support and opportunity often come not for free, but through mutual effort and exchange. Word of Anya's unique designs started to spread. Her online following grew. She received an invitation to participate in a small local fashion show for emerging designers. This time, she wasn't just a contestant. She was a participant, showcasing her work directly to an audience. Anya worked harder than ever. She sewed day and night, transforming her sketches into tangible garments. She managed her small budget, found affordable fabrics, and perfected every stitch. On the day of the show, she felt a mix of nerves and excitement. When her collection walked down the runway, something magical happened. The audience loved it. They saw the passion, the story, the unique voice in her designs. Anya saw faces light up, heard whispers of admiration. It was a moment of pure joy, or a feeling she had truly earned. After the show, several small boutiques expressed interest in her work. She even received an offer for a part-time internship with a small, ethical fashion brand, exactly the kind of brand she admired. It wasn't the big, famous design house she had once dreamed of, but it was a step, a real, tangible step forward. Anya's journey was far from over. She still had to work hard, learn more, and face new challenges. But she finally understood what her grandmother truly meant. It's a recap. Takeaways. 1. Dreams require more than just desire. They demand active effort, learning, and often sacrifice. Merely wishing or working without purpose is not enough. 2. Failure is not free. Every setback carries a valuable lesson. If you embrace and learn from your mistakes, failure becomes a crucial step towards growth and success. 3. True value is earned. Knowledge, skill, success, and even personal connections are not given freely. They require your time, effort, courage, and willingness to invest. 4. Find your unique voice. In a world where many strive for similar goals, expressing your authentic self and telling your own story can make all the difference. What do you think about Anya's journey? Have you ever had to work hard for something you truly wanted, understanding that nothing is truly free? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to English Journey, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our daily videos. Hot quiz. Now for our quick quiz. 1. What was Anya's biggest dream when she moved to the city? 2. What kind of job did Anya first find in the city? 3. What important lesson did Anya learn from observing Maria and David at the cafe? 4. Why did Anya's fashion competition entry fail, according to the professor? What was the price Anya had to pay to enroll in the community college classes? Let me know your answers in the comments below. I'd love to see what you've learned from Anya's story. Remember, nothing is free, but every step you take builds the life you dream of. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next story.